So personal brand is really important. So it's great if candidates, no matter how early you are in your career, start thinking about who they are and how they want to show up. Think about hitting the top 5 things or 3 things that you want somebody to remember about you. It doesn't have to be only work oriented. It can definitely be something about who you are as a person.
First of all, I think it's very, very important to be relevant. We need to be relevant to the context, to the organization that we are talking about. I also think work philosophy and values are very critical. If you ask me, when I meet with candidates, one of the things I really look for is values and ethics and the culture that the person brings to the table, especially at the leadership stage. One of the things that I always look for is that how many of those candidates have worked outside their comfort zone? How many of them have raised their hands for new learnings? And then the other thing is also, lastly, I would say extremely critical. How is the individual constantly moving towards learning new skills? And is the individual demonstrating a continuous hunger for learning new skills and new abilities?
From an interview preparation perspective or best practice perspective, everybody has got to write an essay about themselves. Now, when you're writing your life story in an essay, it does really 2 or 3 things for you as an individual. First, it gives you a perspective of how you've grown and how you've sort of changed over a period of time. Second, it gives you arms and ammunitions about failures, about success stories, about adversities, about new challenges that you've faced, about new things that you've done. What is critical is that you jot down at least 2 learnings from each of the codes that you've done, that you've implemented in real life. What it does is it validates your learning, it validates your journey.
Work on your confidence, work on the way, how crisply you're answering your questions. There are only about 50 odd questions that people can ask you.
I would say the largest mistake that I've seen with the CV is that people tend to create their first CV when they come out of campus, and every time they move from one job to the other, they just add on another paragraph on top of what they had before, and they don't bother to really frame a CV that's positions them specifically for the role that they're applying for.
Possibly using too many abbreviations. Very important to do a proper detailed spell check on your resume to make sure there are no typos. It's very important to be honest in your resume. Don't inflate your experience. Stick to the actual details, the honest experience.
First thing would be to keep a check on what is the demand for the kind of experience that you bring with yourself.
You need to study the role. You need to see what is there in your background that is relevant for that role, and then position it as well as you can. You need to have a different CV crafted for each one.
Modify their resume and focus on the skills for the role that they are applying. Boolean searches, which are also the keywords. If these keywords are not mentioned on your resume, it will probably not get picked up for that particular role.
Look at newer ways to attract employers to come to your resume, right? That's the key right now. If you're thinking of a video resume of sorts, please go ahead and do that, because that's helping a lot of recruiters make their decisions then and there.
I don't think the CV is the best place to explain a gap year. In the interview is really the better place to explain gap years or any kind of gaps that are there in your CV. And I think it's always best to be open about it.
It will be good to be honest and mention the reasons for the gap. Highlight if you undertook any education, any freelance work, any businesses during this gap.